All right, everybody. Welcome back. I apologize about the issues that I was having on Facebook. It seems like I can never, catch a break on Facebook. Gonna take a second. We're gonna let people join in. Like I said, I did have some issues with Facebook, so I've restarted. We'll zoom back out here and we will start all over again, just in case if there's some people that couldn't hear anything that I was saying before. It seems like things are working well on Facebook now. So again, I apologize about that. Hope everybody's doing well this evening. I know a lot of you are in Hamilton County, Bradley County area. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, we don't really have any risks right now. Our main risk is down here around Alabama. We have a section of some heavy rainfall stretching from Valley Head down near, I'd say probably about 5 miles north of Cedar Bluff, the lake out there. We have a flood warning out for that area. When this flood warning was released around Jackson County, Alabama, it says between 1 and 2 inches of rain has fallen. However, if you go and take a look at the radar indicated rainfall totals, we're seeing, rainfalls of around 3 inches, and in some areas around Gunnersville Lake close to 4 inches. And then up here around Evans Mountain in Alabama, close to 4 inches as well there. So that is a lot of the reason we have, pretty widespread area of, 2 to 3 inches of rain around there. This is, from Scottsboro down to Grant to Powell, covering Langston, Sylvania, Henniger, those areas. We also have a little pocket of some heavier rainfall around Summerville, Georgia, close to 3 inches of rain, just south of there. And then as we move up towards I-75 around Villanelle, around 3.5 inches of rain in some areas, 3 to 3.5 inches of rain. So let's switch back to the radar. This is all occurring from these pockets of rain that are moving around. As we watch the movement on this is kind of moving, this is moving more directly east now. So Summerville, I'd expect for you to get another big set of rainfall, really from Fort Oglethorpe down to Rome. I would say that, this rainfall may pick up that's currently right at the edge of Dade County. Dalton, you've got some heavier rainfall heading your direction too. And then north of Hamilton County, we have a little bit heavier rainfall, but it seems to be moving, fairly quickly. It's not as heavier as towards the south. So I don't expect much flooding to happen in that area. You may get some little flash flooding occurring on some roads that aren't, don't have the drainage that works as well, some low-lying areas, things like that. Those normal places. So that's what we have going right now. Some pockets of heavier rainfall down in Alabama and Georgia. Referring to my post this morning before I went to sleep, we are not seeing this form into a squall line. And so, the first scenario I discussed this morning, where the rainfall is going to stay mainly to our south in pockets, is what's happening right now. And that's good. I don't really see much risk at all of the heavier winds. Maybe a little bit right here around this one, pushing towards Summerville in the Tryon area, getting a little bit of a, bow there. And that's where, that storm's being pushed. A little bit of lightning right here between Lafayette and Dalton. Now this rainfall that's currently over the Dalton area looks like it's probably going to push up towards Polk County. And let's see how fast we're going there. You're going to have to bear with me a little bit here. They have made an update to Radar Omega. And there are a couple of little things that I have to search for here and there. All right, so it looks like this rainfall around Dalton should be heading to Polk County within about an hour. So that'll put it there, you know, around, I'd say probably around 8:15, 8:30. So let's see if we've got any questions over here. Not a lot going on in the chat. I'm going to refresh it to make sure I'm not missing anything. I've got a couple of people on YouTube. Just to go ahead and say it again, I do tend to have problems with Facebook from time to time. So we try to work that out, but it's not always easy. I stream on YouTube as well. So whenever I have something up on Facebook, I've got a stream going on YouTube. It's the same tagline, Engle Weather Service. So you can jump on there, check out the stream. YouTube's easier to put up on the TV. A lot of times when I'm covering, you know, more severe storms, people say that they like to put it up on the TV and they can kind of go about their evening and keep an eye on it. And it being on YouTube makes that a lot easier. All right, so now that we've kind of gone over what's happening at the moment, let's look forward to tonight. And those of you who pay attention to which streams that I am watching, I'm going to be mainly looking at the HRRR tonight. The NAM3 earlier was the one saying that this was likely going to turn into a squall line, which it hasn't, so the HRRR has been much more reliable. So you can kind of see, you know, we're seeing those same pockets around similar areas. And let's jog this forward. All right, so we see this rain kind of making its way out around 10, 11 o'clock. But we do see some storm development further back here. Nothing too bad. And as we proceed to about 6 a.m., I'll say 4 a.m., which for Central Time will be 3 a.m., we may see some heavier rainfall coming back through Rainsville, Fort Payne, some of these same areas that are getting some heavy rainfall tonight. Then it may pick up a little bit more around 5 a.m. for the Eastern Time Zone, heading through this gap right here from Lafayette to Fort Oglethorpe, then off towards Dalton again. But I'm not seeing any characteristics that make me feel like we need to worry about, you know, severe storms. We're just going to be watching out for some heavier rainfall. This has been kind of a quick stream. I will likely post an update a little bit later about what I'm seeing later tonight, just for those that didn't catch the live video. Honestly, I wanted to jump on here and see everybody and say hello and kind of go over things. It was easier to show how this rainfall is falling over live, but it's kind of a interesting dynamic. It's always nice when we don't have a lot of severe weather, but I miss coming on here and talking to y'all. I've been thinking about trying to get something together, an event or something like that, to, you know, see everybody. Because honestly, I like the community that we have here. If you have any suggestions, shoot me a message. I've thought about maybe talking to a restaurant or something like that, but then I thought, well, this may end up being something too large for a restaurant. Maybe not. Maybe have 20 people show up. But maybe sometime we can find a park to go congregate in something like that. Oh, I would like to have some sort of event where we can all get together, meet each other, and maybe make some new friends. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I hope everybody has a great night. If you have any questions, shoot me a message or a comment, and I'll get back to you. And we'll talk to you soon.